Have you ever found yourself opening the refrigerator at 2 a.m. as if it were a magical portal that, on the third try, will finally show you something new? The light comes on. You stare at the same mustard jar, the same empty pizza box, and think, maybe, just maybe, I'm hungry. Yeah, if you've ever experienced this moment of existential despair seasoned with mayonnaise, know that you're not alone. Thousands of Americans undertake this nocturnal gastronomic tour daily, as if it were a sacred ritual between their pillow and their guilt. Now, the question is, why do we do this? Why, even after a full dinner, do we still feel an almost spiritual urge to attack a sandwich cookie as if it were the only thing that matters in the world? Are we simply lacking self-control? Or is there something much, much deeper going on behind the scenes in our brains, or rather, in our guts? Because the truth is, maybe, just maybe, it's not your fault. Maybe the problem is that you're trying to win a war against an enemy that lives within you. It has trillions of microscopic allies and communicates with your brain like a noisy WhatsApp group that never goes silent. But wait, before you drop everything and run off into the woods living on lettuce leaves and promises, I'll explain. And yes, I'll explain it the right way, with science, crazy stories, exaggerated humor, and of course, a cartoon monkey that will make everything more visual than a breakfast cereal commercial. Now, before I tell you how your gut can be the true saboteur of your willpower, answer me one thing. Have you ever smashed that like button with the force of someone trying to close a jar of pickles with greasy hands? Have you ever subscribed to a channel as if you were saving a panda from global warming, and hit the notification bell with the same urgency as someone hitting the dismiss alarm button at 6 a.m? Because if you haven't already, I swear the monkey on this channel will invade your dreams dressed as a nutritionist and ask why you're still resisting evolution. So go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell, and give it a big like. Your gut will thank you. Maybe even send you a friendly poop emoji as a sign of approval. And hey, stick around until the end of this video, because today you'll understand why your body thinks it needs sugar every 6 minutes, how your gut convinced your brain that that donut is indeed a solution to emotional problems, and most importantly, why maybe, just maybe, cookie marketing is winning the war against your limbic system. Now hold on tight, because the journey begins with a less than glamorous tour behind the scenes of hunger. And I'll warn you now, this story involves traitorous hormones, manipulated bacteria, and the kind of science that would make even your dog think, wow, so that's why my human eats nonstop ... It all starts with leptin. Yes, that name that sounds like a detox shampoo brand is actually a hormone produced by fat cells. It's like your body's Siri. It's always trying to tell your brain that it's had enough, that it's full, that it's time to stop chewing. But what happens when Siri is ignored? Exactly, chaos. Our modern body lives on a buffet of stimuli. The blue light from your cell phone, the noise of the microwave, the fast food jingle that sticks in your mind more than gum on the sole of a sneaker. And then leptin, poor thing, tries to do its job, but it's like trying to get attention at a karaoke bar with 3 drunk people singing Bohemian Rhapsody at the same time. And to make matters worse, insulin enters the scene. It should be your ally, but in excess, it becomes a kind of villain in disguise. When you consume too much refined sugar, insulin panics and starts messing with the signals that tell you, I'm full. The result? Your brain thinks you're still hungry and you end up eating more. Again, and again, and again. Like you're stuck in an endless episode of MasterChef, Emotional Derangement Edition. And then comes the real final blow. Dopamine. Dopamine. That substance that should be a natural reward, but has now become the trafficker of cheap pleasure. You take a bite of the cookie, and it appears and says, that's it, kid. Now I have 12 more. It's like a very convincing used car salesman. You know you're being scammed, but you still buy the whole package. So, if you feel like you're living in a loop of endless hunger, know that it's not a lack of willpower. It's biochemistry, hormonal manipulation. and an entire system that still thinks you live in a forest and need to eat like a bear preparing for winter. But don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to escape this trap in a simple, practical way. And of course, with a bit of exaggerated humor. If up until now you thought it was just a matter of focus, strength, and faith in your diet, I'm sorry to inform you. But you're in a hormonal battle against an army trained in psychological sabotage. And the general of this secret operation? Your own gut. That's right. The gut microbiota, which should be a hippie community of bacteria living in peace, has become a city full of gangs fighting over territory. There are the good bacteria, which want to see you happy, balanced, and craving kale. But there are also the bad guys, the ones that send signals to your brain like, buy donuts now, or we're going to start the digestive revolution. And do you know what activates these bad gangs? Bad diets, stress, lack of sleep, and that classic just today mindset. And just as you wouldn't let a pigeon manage your finances, maybe you shouldn't let these bacteria dictate your food cravings either. By the way, speaking of cravings, let's take a quick break here so you can do something much more important than buying a family-sized milkshake at 11 p.m. Have you liked this video yet? Because if you haven't, there's a real chance your gut is preparing to launch a surprise gas attack during your next Zoom meeting. And look, there's no mute button that can fix that, my friend. So go ahead and check if you've liked it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell. Do this now with the same energy as discovering a forgotten pizza in the fridge. It's quick, painless, and can save your brain from being overrun by an army of heated lactobacilli. Now tell me in the comments, what's the most absurd thing you've ever eaten in the middle of the night? Like a spoonful of condensed milk on top of Doritos? Or maybe cold lasagna with mint ice cream? We want to know. Not to judge, of course, but to laugh along and feel less alone in this late-night microbiological war. But let's continue. Because now comes the invisible sabotage part. You know those days when you wake up with a perfect plan. Like, today I'm going to eat well, exercise, be productive, and only drink water with lemon? Then, at 3 p.m., you're eating chicken nuggets straight from the box while watching a home renovation reality show and thinking, what happened to me? I'll tell you what happened. Cortisol, the stress hormone. It kicks in when you're stuck in traffic, receive a passive-aggressive email from your boss, or see that the Wi-Fi is down right in the middle of a meeting. And cortisol, unlike a therapist, doesn't solve anything. It just makes you hungry, really hungry, especially for fatty, crunchy, sweet, or, ideally, all of the above. It's like your body saying, we're under attack. Bring me fries. And since you don't want to face an anxiety attack without defenses, you obey. And then, before you know it, you're wearing sweatpants as an excuse to avoid admitting that your stomach is screaming SOS. And the worst part? This cycle creates a pattern. The more you eat poorly, the more imbalanced your microbiota becomes. And the more imbalanced it becomes, the more it manipulates your brain into wanting more of the same. It's as if you're a passenger in your own body, watching everything happen with a bag of cookies in your hand and a look of sorry it wasn't me. The solution? It's not cutting everything out at once, becoming a broccoli monk, or selling your soul for a green juice detox. It's starting with small changes, adjusting your sleep, drinking more water, choosing one meal a day that makes you feel proud and not immediately regretful. It's gradually showing your body that you're in control, even if it insists that ice cream is the answer to everything. And in the next few minutes, I'll show you these practical, simple changes that will make your brain say, okay, maybe we can get through this without eating a bucket of Cheetos at 2 a.m. But first, take a deep breath and remember, you're not broken, you're surrounded by marketing, hormones, and dramatic bacteria. But with the right weapons, like knowledge, dietary fiber, and a YouTube channel with a monkey explaining everything to you, you can win this war and come out the other side with your genes zipped and your sanity preserved. Now do you understand the invisible chaos happening inside your body? Let's get to the most important part, how to turn things around. And no, it doesn't involve buying an $89 detox juice or spending 3 hours dancing Zumba with an influencer who calls everyone family. The first thing you need to accept is that your body is not an enemy. It doesn't want to sabotage you. It's just trying to survive a firefight of stress, fast food, blue light, and bad decisions. If your gut were a movie character, it would be wearing a helmet, holding a white flag, and shouting, "For God's sake, just some plain yogurt." So here are some real simple strategies that fit into the life of someone who hasn't yet become a Tibetan monk. Tip 1. Eat a real breakfast. It doesn't have to be a hotel banquet. But please don't think that black coffee and a piece of birthday cake forgotten in the fridge count as nutrition. Give your microbiota something to use as fuel, like eggs, oatmeal, fruit, or even whole grain bread that doesn't feel like a rock. Tip 2. Plan your snacks like you're planning an escape. You know when you're so hungry that anything seems like a good idea? Like chewing on the snack wrapper? Avoid this by keeping healthy options nearby. Nuts, yogurt, fruit, real popcorn. Your gut will thank you by not sending you distress messages via stomach ache. Tip 3. Cook at home once or twice a week. You don't have to become Gordon Ramsay. You just need to stop treating your kitchen like a delivery depot. When you prepare your own food, you control what goes in. And most importantly, you stop relying on a 9,000-calorie burger wrapped in a paper napkin that looks like it came from a nuclear testing lab. Tip 4. Turn off your screens before bed. That's right. Turn off TikTok, Reddit, YouTube, and try to truly relax. Your gut loves it when you sleep well. It does a spring cleaning while you dream about the latest series you binge. Good sleep is like giving your gut a vacation. Tip 5. And finally, forgive yourself. Seriously, one day of overindulgence doesn't destroy everything. Eating a donut doesn't make you a failure, just like eating a salad doesn't turn you into a Buddha. The secret is consistency. It's laughing at your mistakes, learning from them, and moving on. After all, if with every bite you blame yourself more than a Pixar character in the third act, your brain will associate food with punishment. And then, my friend, the cycle begins again. And speaking of cycles, let's close with a final round of good humor and painful truths. Have you liked this video yet? If not, be careful. Your gut may be acting on its own right now, typing cheese recipe videos into your history without you realizing it. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell before your second brain revolts and decides to watch motivational videos narrated by a refrigerator. Seriously. This channel is your digital vitamin D. If it doesn't make you laugh and think, it at least keeps you from eating raw pasta with ketchup at midnight. So don't hesitate. Now comment below. I'm just the Uber of bacteria, or my gut is in charge now. I want to know who stayed until the end and already understood that maybe the real boss of your life is living in your belly. And don't run away. Click on one of the videos on the screen now. You'll discover how your gut could be sabotaging your sleep, or how your phone is frying your focus like a mental nugget.